Dear student, now I am conducting the class as assured earlier on the ratio analysis. In the last class I have explained there are four types of ratios. One is a liquidity ratio. I have already explained and I have done some problem in liquidity ratio, and more classes, more practicing some on the board on live classes will be done after completion of the syllabus and as a revision class. So today I am switching over from liquidity ratio to solvency ratio. We have already completed liquidity ratio, but a revision class is required as informed by some students or learner. Now solvency ratio, two or classes or three classes will be given on solvency, thereafter activity ratio and profitability ratio. First, the solvency ratio, there are four types of solvency ratio. It is debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio. Second one is total asset to debt ratio. It also covered under solvency ratio. Third is proprietary ratio. Fourth is interest coverage ratio. Now I am going to discuss the debt equity ratio and standard norms or benchmark is mentioned here. But such type of benchmark or standard is not mentioned in case of second one, third one and fourth one. Now I am going to explain what are the needs. What is this solvency ratio? Solvency ratio, these ratios. Solvency ratio is debt equity ratio. Second is total asset to debt ratio. Then proprietary ratio. Then interest coverage ratio. Now I am giving focus on today the debt equity ratio. What I want to explain, why there is a need of solvency ratio analysis for the commercial society, for business, for the company or enterprises. These ratios, this 1, 2, 3, 4, ratios reveal as to how much amount in business has been invested by the proprietors and how much amount has been raised from outsider. How much by equity share or by preference share or a debenture or mortgage loan or bank loan, etc. All are how much you have taken from. That means this ratio reveals as to how much amount is taken from invested by own and how much amount borrowed or taken from outsiders as a source of fund. So that is what is disclosing from this ratio. It is disclosing the ability to meet the interest cost regularly. That means where you are borrowing, when you are borrowing fund from others, from the outsiders, then how much amount you are borrowed, and what are the interest, you can calculate the probable interest, and from the ratio analysis, from this solvency ratio, we can disclose the ability of the firm to meet interest regularly from which we have taken the loan. Second, the ability to pay long-term indebtedness at maturity as and when all the long term loan is matured. It may be mortgage loan, or it may be loan from the financial institution, or it may be debenture which have taken from outside as a loan. And what is the ability of this organization? Through solvency analysis, we can make comment the ability of the firm or the organization or the company to meet their loan at the time of maturity. That means there is a thing is disclosing ability to pay the interest from you've taken the loan regularly. How can we pay the interest and the ability to pay interest? Second is ability to pay or redeem long-term indebtedness at maturity. So, second thing. Now I am coming to debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio equal to debt upon equity, or it can be written as long-term debts upon shareholder funds or net worth. Now debt upon equity or long-term debts upon shareholder funds or net worth of this organization, net worth of the shareholders and shareholder funds of that organization. Then what is shareholder funds? Shareholder funds equal to share capital. Share capital means share capital equal to equity share and preference share, both is to be considered here. And reserve and surplus, that means share capital and reserve and surplus. Share capital and reserve and surplus. Share capital means equity share as well as preference share. Reserve and surplus include journal reserve plus capital reserve plus security premium reserve plus PL balance if any, PL credit balance if any. So, journal reserve, capital reserve, security premium reserve, that is share premium, and PL balance. It is clear that is shareholder funds or net worth. It is the formula, it is termed as equity. Now we are considering debt. Debt means long-term debt. What are the items is to be considered for long-term debt? Long-term debt equal to long-term debt. The loan from and long-term provisions more than 1 year. Then bank loan, then mortgage loan, loan from financial institution, also public deposit. Sometimes company is asking deposit on which they are making payment. It may be 3 years deposit, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. As per terms condition is company is paying interest on deposit. Those are keeping deposit with the company. And one thing I have forgotten to write here, it is, what is this? I am not written, that is debenture, also plus debenture. But please memorize here, it is most important. Students are doing at the time of doing the problem in the examination, when they are hurry, sometimes they are making mistake. The mistake is bank overdraft is not a bank loan, is a long term liability, but bank overdraft equal to short term, it is current liabilities, not long term liabilities. That is, bank loan is a part of long term debt, but bank overdraft is a short term debt, it is to be included in this. That is, the item is not to be considered here, but debenture is a item of long term debt. Now, I have taken very small problem to give an idea about the debt equity ratio. What is debt equity ratio? Debt equity ratio equal to, now that is total asset is given, total debt is given, and current liabilities is given. The Now debt equity ratio equal to debt upon equity in this problem. Then long term debt equal to total debt minus current liability. Total debt minus current liability, we will get the long term debt and shareholder funds. The total asset minus total debt will get the shareholder funds. Now I am writing the formula debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio equal to debt ratio equal to debt upon equity. Also further clarification given, all this ratio under solvency, we are now doing the liquidity, that means solvency, we are now doing the solvency ratio today. So solvency ratio are expressed in terms of times, not percentage or not in other ways, in times also. That means debt upon equity equal to debt upon equity, what is that is equal to, sorry, it is not that in activity ratio will be in terms, but will in the ratio form either maybe 2:1, because I have already mentioned here. I have already mentioned the standard norm or benchmark for debt equity ratio 2:1. That means it will be written all answer in the ratio form, neither in times nor in the percentage, in the ratio form, that is this is to this. That what is debt here? Debt here is the long term debt. Then now total debt minus current liability will give the long term debt. Now long term debt equal to what? Total debt equal to total debt minus total debt minus current liabilities, total debt equal to 2,60,000, then we are deducting 40,000 equal 40,000. So after deduction we are getting total debt, this minus this equal to 2,20,000. Similarly, we have got equity. How can we calculate equity? Total asset, that is minus total debt outside. It may be current liabilities or long term liabilities. If you deduct this minus this, it is the shareholder funds. So shareholder funds or equity or net worth of the shareholder funds, net worth for the company, that is net worth for the shareholder related to the company equal to total asset, total debt, total asset. Then total assets is the company, and if we deduct the total, then total liability, it can be long term or short term. Long term and short term, if you get the total debt equal to, it is long term plus short term, 2,60,000, that is total debt. If we deduct the total debt, we will get total asset equal to 8,10,000 minus total debt of this organization 2,60,000. How much we are getting? We are getting that is equal to 8,10,000 minus 2,60,000. 2,60,000 equal to 5,50,000 equal to the equity, that is the shareholder funds or the net worth of this organization, and debt equal to 2,60,000 minus this. Now we are calculating debt upon equity equal to what? Debt is 5 lakh, debt is 2,20,000 equal to 2,20,000 debt, and this equity equal to 5,50,000 50,000, that is we are now calculating 22 by 55 equal to, we can write 2 by 5, that is equal to 2:5 debt equity ratio, and a standard norm is are given 2, that is equal to, we are what we are doing 220, these 4 zeros we are cancelling, 22 by 55 we are dividing by 11, then we are getting 2 and 25, or you can write but another way 0.4:1, you can write this one or this one, as you like. So now I am concluding, and another part will be taken in the next class, and there will be continuation until and unless we are completing the entire all ratios. That means liquidity already done, solvency we are doing, only one part is we have done today. What is that is debt equity ratio. Then other is after completion we will go to activity ratio, then profitability ratio. These ratio are expressed in the exactly in the ratio form. Solvency are expressed in the ratio, that means this is to this, and activity ratio are expressed in times, and profitability ratio always try to express in the percentage. Now I am concluding. It is most important chapter for the forthcoming examination for the all boards. It may be CBSE, ISC or all state board, is the most important chapter on accounts. Thanks all of you for attending the class.